Advance week is play season game is select. Home you have 4 options. Play fence only. Play full game.
New notification. Multiple non-users.
Play full game. Entering team select screen. The New York Giants, the home team, are selected. Ready.
It's week 4 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. He's coming off one of the best weeks we'll ever see, well over 200 yards receiving. It's the Bears and the Giants, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Chicago Bears and the New York Giants. Joined as always by Charles Davis. Well, CD, you look at the Bears in this one, they've got to be thinking, hey, we've got a good chance to be successful here running the football.
No doubt about that, because that has to be their mindset. It should be their mindset. This is one of the better rushing offenses in the league, and they're squaring off against a team that's not at all strong on the other side of the ball. So this could be one where we see this offense try to impose their will through the trenches, and in fact, they should.
Entering play call screen. Kickoff middle. Kickoff left.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here come the Giants, led out by their former 6th overall pick out of Duke back in 2019. Daniel Jones under center.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot. C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And complete, right side to Cook. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Throwing Jones. And this one is incomplete.
The
Bears and the Giants both looking to improve their passing games in 2022, that's for sure. Last year, the Bears ranked number 30 in the NFL in passing yards. The Giants actually one spot worse at number 31. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Jones. And that'll be caught by Tony. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. This defense for the Bears, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
There are 6 categories.
Jones now throwing on 4th down. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he is going to have the Giants first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try to throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. Gano's kick is good, and the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal here.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can partner because he hasn't missed all year. Congrats on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. Here come the Bears, and at the helm is someone that they have a lot of hopes for leading this franchise. The 11th pick in 2021 out of Ohio State, Justin Fields.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, and we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
Entering play, mesh spot. On plan, there are 8 formation, there are play type, there are 8 categories. Personnel priority cat plate option run. Inside AHB Sting.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 1 rushing touchdown, yes, but look at the rushing yards. He was up near 200.
The one phrase I'd use to describe that performance, he carved up that defense.
Option, run. Option, option, red option. Red option, red option, red option.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Cross button.
They'll go option to the short side.
Square button.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, 1st down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Run, pass, quick pass, error, Y stick, double slant, Y stick.
Fields on 1st down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
And that's their 1st sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Entering play call, Y stick. Double slant.
2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Triangle button.
Here's Fields.
Triangle button.
That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Triangle button.
And he finds McLaurin. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Sensational he was last week, over 200 yards, and the simple quote that we saw this week was, keep him in front of us. They're going to have to do that.
And when they say that, it means tackling him after the catch, because once he makes the catch, you may catch it in front, but if you don't tackle him, he's behind you at that point, and that's how he racks up the big yardage.
Inside AHB blunt dive, zone weak, AHB dive, AHB zone WK. Cross button.
1st down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he stopped immediately there.
Entering play call.
The linebacker Anthony Hitchens there on the stop. The Bears hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll go with the option, coming right. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 14 yards that time, and a first down on the keeper.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Y-stick, double slant.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
That one is slant to McLaurin. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Entering play call, quick pass, there are 6, play type, run, option, you have 6 options, red option, shovel option, red option.
Fields going to hold on to it.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, he had success earlier in the drive keeping it himself. Not here, though.
And sometimes when you have that kind of success, you can fall in love with the option a little bit too much and not give the defense credit for making adjustments themselves. And that play starts to lose its effectiveness.
Quick pass, double slant.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Triangle button.
To throw is Fields.
This will be caught at about the 5.
And
inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Triangle button.
Fields now to throw.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Daquan Jones fighting his way home to get the sack.
Boy, this has been a nice first drive for them, but right there, Charles, a sack on 3rd and goal, that's tough.
Yeah, and if you're the head coach and the offensive play caller, if you had any thoughts about going for it on 4th down, it's a much more difficult decision now. Likely kick the field goal. But if you're going to go for it, you better have the perfect play call on your sheet.
Entering play call, coach suggest, punt plan, there are 8 category, player, there are 8 category, formation, play type, there are 8, personnel, there are 8, play type, special, RP, pass. Option is set to standard pass. Option is set to shotgun pass. Option is set to play action pass. Play, pass print, boot slide. Pass print HD flat.
Well, here we go on 4th down. Fields.
R1 button, circle button, square button.
Yeah, he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception.
You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded at about the 28. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Bears take over.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation, because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Cross button.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg. This one swung out to Montgomery. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
We close. Touchy screen.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
Well, we saw David Montgomery lead the nation a few years back in broken tackles when he was at Iowa State, and he's proven to be difficult to bring down in the NFL as well.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for, because you know all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him, or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Fields going to hold on to it.
Square button.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up.
Entering
that's the end result.
Option. You have play type, RPO, option, run. Inside AHB blunt dive, 24 zone open.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
David Montgomery, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year, and they are able to add on to their advantage. But just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories.
Santos now to add the PAT.
Options. Pad attempt is selected.
And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
New York set to take the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's Jones throwing to start the drive. And his throw is incomplete.
Entering play call.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit, because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones.
Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward.
Suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones throwing deep for Galladay. It got his man complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on 3rd and long, but I'm not sure the defense was expecting to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones going right back to Galladay. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. 1st down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Out to the right here to Shepard. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Giants have got it back to within a score. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he puts it through there within 3. It's 13-10.
called.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy. Okay, we're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Working with a 2nd and 3. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Double slant.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Fields on 3rd down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Darnell Mooney, corner stops, and around led. Stick. And around led.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Big play from a big man. Kayvon Thibodeau off the edge and dropping him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Entering play call, corner stops. Conti curl.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
R1 button. Circle button.
Now Fields.
R1 button. R1 button.
He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Entering play call, Darnell, player, there are 8, formation, there are 8 categories, there, play type, there, run, option, red option.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. On the option right is Fields. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Entering play call, play type, RPO, run, pass. Option is set to standard pass 20. Option is set to shotgun pass 9. Shotgun, mesh spot, slants.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down.
R1 button.
Here's Fields.
Circle button. R1 button.
Man open. That's Byron Pringle complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 33. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Entering play call, mesh spot, Ohio spacing, curl combo.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Circle
Back
button.
to throw. Fields.
Button. Cross button. Circle button.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Entering play call, shotgun pass, play type, run, pass. Option is set to screen pass 12 plays. Option is set to play action pass, play pass, boot slide, wide drag reel, convex wided. Wide drag, convex wided.
Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long.
Cross button.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Fields. That's caught by Montgomery. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Play action pass.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
R1 button.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
R1 button. R1 button. R1 button.
And that is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
On plan, there are 8 player, there are 8 formation, there are 8 cat, play type, there run, pass. Option is set to shotgun pass. Option is set to standard pass 22 plays. Option is set to shotgun pass. Shot, mesh, spot, slants, sail, slants. Cross button.
They snap
R1
it to
button.
Fields.
R1 button. Cross button.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And he is going to have the Bears 1st down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
Quick toss, strong toss, quick pitch. Play, option, run, Auction is set to outside handoff. Auction is set to inside handoff. AHD blunt dive.
So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10.
Cross button.
Going up the gun, Montgomery. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On 2nd and 9, Fields caught here by Griffin. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Square button. Triangle button.
Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options. Field goal 31 yards is selected.
No, Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones, throw left side, complete to Tony. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Jones finding Tony for a Giants first down.
Kadarius Toney really created headlines with a 10-catch game as a rookie, but couldn't stay healthy enough to build on it. Still had over 400 yards in his first campaign and should blow by those numbers with a full season in 2022. Nice first down pickup for the speedster right there. Throwing Jones. Looking for Shepard deep.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Jones. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. Up the middle with Barkley. And some room to roll now. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
The Giants understandably wanted to bring Barkley back slowly from a torn ACL last season, especially after their star also picked up an early season ankle injury. In the end, the production was just under 600 yards for him in 2021. But the silver lining, it should be full speed ahead from the very first snap this season.
Now Jones throwing on 1st down. Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a Giant touchdown. Kadarius Toney, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants are an extra point away now from moving out in front. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
Gano now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and they take the lead by a point, 17-16. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. 2 fantastic games coming up to wrap up week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern.
24 zone open.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Nowhere to go that time. Might have got the yard up to the 25.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Double slant. Y stick.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Fields. That's complete right side to Komet. And he gets us up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now it's Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
No, they should have already said, punt it, punt it. Head coach have already made that decision.
Suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this one will be down by a member of the kicking team at about the 40-yard line. Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. They begin with a run by Barkley. And the ball is knocked out, and this is picked up by the Bears. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Triangle button.
Following the fumble recovery, Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Off play action, Fields. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Credit that to the former Georgia Bulldog, Azeez Ojulari getting in there to bring him down. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Entering play, Osprey tape, Cutting, plate, run, pass. Option is set to shotgun pass. Option is set to standard pass. Option is set to quick pass 11. Option is set to Hail Mary free. Hail Mary. There are 6 categories. You have 3 options. Hail Mary is selected.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
Square button.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 15 options. That attempt is selected.
Now the point after try for Santos. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded right around the 8. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
Entering play call.
A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back and forth first half that we've seen. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Charles, you got to think the #1 goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up, then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Andrew Thomas, former first rounder from Georgia, called for the penalty there.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Operating from the gun, Jones. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
Entering play call, coach
that might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Barkley, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
On is Jamie Gillen to punt this one away.
Fielded at the 33. 35 yards that time on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
FD run. There are 7 categories. FD dive is selected. QB run. Inside handoff.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Entering play call inside.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
24 zone open selected.
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Lions who are out in front as they play the second quarter. The Lions locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. The Falcons trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Finally, let's take the trip across the Atlantic. See what's happening over in London. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Giants, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first 2 quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. Fielded right around the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak and right now looking good in this one as well.
Entering play call, play type. There are 8 categories. There are 7 subcategories. Option is set to inside handoff. 50 plays. You have 5 options. Option. Run. AHB blunt dive.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Play type, option, run. Inside, AHB blunt dive. AHB zone WK.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And this Giants defense getting off the ball quickly. They stop him behind the line again. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Entering play call, inside, play type, option, run, pass. Option is set to standard pass run. Option is set to shotgun pass. Shotgun, mesh spot, slants.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Square button.
From the gun, here's
Square
Fields.
button. Circle button. Cross button.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Julian Love. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. That is a tough way to start the 3rd quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
Call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. Well, they were down 6 at intermission, but they quickly erased that deficit. And, Charles, now they've got a chance to take the lead.
And while being down 6 points, obviously not an insurmountable lead, tying a game up, that just relaxes a whole team, doesn't it? And now when you add the extra point and you go up, you really feel good about what you've accomplished.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Gano for the extra point. And that one puts them on top here in the 3rd. A nice tiny little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position. Only one play to score. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive in particular. If they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Now left side on the swing pass. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
Player, error, formation, play type, error, run, option, red option.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side.
Square button.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Beating him there with his legs, 21 yards, 1st down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the 2nd level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read.
Entering play call, play type, RPO, run, pass. Option is set to standard pass. Option is set to shotgun pass 90s. Option is set to play action pass 50. Play, pass, Poggerts, Pogger LT. Pa and around. Pogger LT.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Cross button.
They'll fake the handoff. Now
R1
Fields.
button. R1 button. R1 button.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. 20, 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. Charles, we've seen him target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Gano now to add the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Entering play call. Special teams. You have 6 options. Return left is selected.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded right around the 8.
R2 button. R2
And
button.
able to get this out to the 25. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Entering play call.
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play.
Counter.
How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
Throw it out the window.
yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Draw.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Triangle button.
Draw play. Fields gives to Montgomery.
R2 button.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Plate. Auction. Run. Auction is set to counter for play. Auction is set to draw to place. Draw. There. HD mid-draw.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Triangle button.
Now Montgomery, he's got it on the draw. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Auction is set to play action pass 50. Auction is set to standard pass 20. Auction is set to shotgun pass. Shot. Mesh spot. Ohio State. Curl combo. H shallow cross. Steep. H shallow cross.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Cross button. Cross button.
To throw is Fields. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Entering play call. Shotgun pass. There are 6 categories. You have
So the drive
97
takes him
options.
into Giants
General is
territory
selected.
now. 1st and 10 at the 46.
Circle button.
Fields now to throw.
Cross button. Cross button.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back.
Mesh spot. Jet angle. Play type. Run. Pitch. There are 7 categories. Quick toss.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Cross button.
Coming right, this is Montgomery on the toss. He was trying to turn the corner, but he will go nowhere. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Entering play call. Play option. Run. Pass. Shotgun pass. There. Mesh spot. Slants. Sail. Slants.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
R1 button.
Operating from the gun. Fields.
R1 button. R1 button.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
There are 8 categories. You have 12 options. Punter selected.
Here comes the Bears punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. Last week they got a good victory over the Dallas Cowboys, and they are in the driver's seat here right now as well.
Suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. So the completion gets him just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Entering play call. Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Jones to throw on 3rd down. Escaping in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The sack by Robert Quinn.
Talk about career resurgence. How about Robert Quinn in 2021? 18.5 sacks at age 31, which put him over 100 for his career, and he finished 2nd in the NFL.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
R2 button.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. The Chicago offense set to get started. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Triangle button.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Fields.
Circle button. Circle button.
He's going to let this go. Back in the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Run. Pass. Auction is set to Hail Mary 3 plays. Auction is set to quick pass. Quick pass. Double slant.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Triangle
now
button.
Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. On play action, Fields. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Here's Fields.
Triangle button. Circle button. Triangle button. Circle button.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. And the Giants are going to take over here up near the 40. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Jones. Buying time to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 61 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
AHP blunt, 24 zone, AHP blunt dive.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9 from the 44.
Circle button. Circle button.
Back to throw. Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Cross button. Cross button. R1 button.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Entering play call, coach, punt, punt. Punt land, there are player, there are 8 cat, formation, there are 8 cat, play height, there are 8, run, pass, option is set to standard pass, option is set to Hail Mary free, Hail Mary, there are 6 categories, you have 3 options, Hail Mary is selected. Cross button.
And here we go on 4th down, Fields.
Triangle button. Triangle button.
Slings this deep from McLaurin.
Triangle button.
And this is caught. Touchdown Bears. Cole Kmet, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears are back within a couple of the lead. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to
Entering
them.
play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 30 options. Inside zone is selected. R1 button.
Fields
R1
trying to
button.
throw for it.
Cross button.
Throws right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Entering play call, special teams. You have 6 options. Kickoff left is selected.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. New York ready to go again offensively. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive
Entering
now
play
becoming
call,
a little
coach
more critical here in the second
suggestions.
half.
There are 6 categories.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Jones. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Bears will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45.
Play type, run. FD run. There are 7 categories. Option is set to undefined. Play type, option, run. Option is set to draw to place. Draw. AHP mid-draw.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at the 45.
Triangle button.
He'll begin by dropping it off to Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because they only picked up 3 yards. Let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. From just shy of midfield. Fields. That one is slant to McLaurin. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Entering play call, string flood. Power O. String flood. Power O. Empty stick. String stretch.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Cross button.
Handoff comes to Montgomery. Just a yard on the pickup there that'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
There are recent plays, personnel, play type, there are option, red option.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. That's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Option is set to Hail Mary 3 play. Option is set to quick pass 11 play. Quick, twice, double slant.
A potential field goal, if you're thinking about that, almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on 3rd down.
Triangle
Fields.
button. Triangle button. Triangle
And
button.
down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Daquan Jones able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter.
Suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
And that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and and you find a way to pick up first downs.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the draw, this is Barkley. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
The Giants on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 11. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
Option is set to draw to place. Draw. Error. AHB mid. AHB draw.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Triangle button.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. Great move by Montgomery. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Option is set to shotgun. Option is set to play action pass. Play action pass print HB pass pot. Pop power O. Pog battle.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A play fake, now Fields to throw.
R1 button. Circle button. Circle button. R1 button.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the Giants are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter.
Categories.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Throwing Jones. Steps away to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Robert Quinn, that is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
I think we're both starting to run out of adjectives because this pressure, it's been relentless all game, but none of the prior sacks might be as impressive as the one we just saw.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Entering play call. Run. Cal. AHD counter WK. Play type. Option. Run. Option is set to pitch free place. Option is set to counter for. Option is set to draw to place. Option is set to FD run 1. Option is set to QB run 1. Option is set to inside handoff 5th. AHD blunt dive.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. On their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Option, RPO, run, pass. Quick pass, there, Y stick.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
R1 button.
Looking to throw. Fields. Open man is Komet, the tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Entering play, Y stick.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down.
R1 button.
Here's
R1
Fields.
button. Cross button.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
R1 button.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Punt plan. There are 8 categories. Throw it, medium is player. There are formation. Play type. There are run. Pass. Run. Inside. AHB blunt dive.
Montgomery, they'll run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Giants are going to get the football back.
Coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll go to Barkley again. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 9. Now Jones. Throwing deep for Galladay. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Well, they took a shot there, trying to get it downfield, 4th quarter tie game.
Tried to get it in one chunk, didn't they? Wanted to get into field goal range, as you noted, but good reactions back deep, forcing the incompletion.
Here's Jamie Gillen now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's going to field this at the 4. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory.
Entering play call. Option. Run. Inside handoff. AHB blunt dive. Zone weak. AHB dive. AHB zone WK.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over-pursuing, and making a very nice play.
Cross-cutting.
On 2nd and 9, Fields. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Entering play, mesh spot, slants.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
R1 button.
Now it's Fields.
Square button. R1 button. Circle button.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. Leonard Williams picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. That time, Charles, great job keeping him in the pocket and not letting him escape.
And, Brandon, I think this was a great example of the front and the back working together, meaning the back covering, no place to go with the football. And the front, terrific job on the edge, so he couldn't escape outside. And then, of course, the inside pressure kept him hemmed in as well.
Play, run, pass. Option is set to play action pass 5th. Pass sprint, pa X burst, pa misdirection, pa boot LT.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Fields to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Off play action, Fields.
Circle button. Triangle button. Circle button.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. You don't want to see that penalty at any point, but it adds a little extra to it when it comes on third down.
It certainly does, because if this were a boxing match, they had him on the ropes there. Third down incompletion, fourth down upcoming. Instead, that mistake resets everything back to first down, which means they have to stay on the field longer to try and stop this drive.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Fields. Montgomery, another target and catch. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. He'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, as we all know, possessions are crucial in a tie game, and let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Daquan Jones. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 8 categories. You have 12 options. Punt is selected.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
And now out come the Giants. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Jones now on 1st down. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the 4th quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. That's complete to Tony. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
There are 6 categories.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Second down and 3. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Throw left side complete. That's Shepard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Jones. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Barkley. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
There are 6 categories.
A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot, so what can they do to get closer now on 3rd down? Barkley, inside handoff, and he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
So out of the field now, Graham Gano in a big spot. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
Entering play call, coach suggestions. There are 6 categories.
So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. From the center of the field, this to win the ball game. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants.
Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the Giants, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.